manipulate and clean up some pictures. That's the tool over here to the left that looks like a little stamp. You click on that, and what it will do is it will bring up kind of a little circle. One thing you want to do, I think it works better. You can try a couple different things. I think it works better with the softer brush because it makes the sides a little bit softer and not as sharp. You can try it both ways. So try the different brush, but you're going to see this little image here. And what it does is when you hold down on the Alt key, you're going to see this bullseye come up. And what that does is it gets a section of where you're at. So I'm going to go right here on this mortar. Go right where this cross is. And then while I'm still holding down the Alt, I'm going to click. And then what that does, as you can see, it has this area. If I bring it over to the side, you can see where it shows where those bricks are. So what I want to do is kind of line up that where the mortar is on here. Some areas you wouldn't have to worry about lining up. But what that does is and then you kind of pin across, and it just repeats what's up here. I don't know if you're going to see it or not, but see how right around in here it's picked up this over here. When you go across in an area, so if I go right here, right, you can see the plus up above in the upper left. So it's repeating that little green area that I did before. So you got to kind of figure out where you're going. So I'm going to go back in my history, and I'm going to get out of this really quick. Go back. Used it quite a few times, so we're going to go back to the beginning. I've already repeated it, but what it's going to do is it'll continue to even get this stuff over to the side. So again, I'm going to come over here a little bit. I'm going to mark this right on the middle of that mortar, and then we'll push down on Alt. So it has a bullseye. That's the image it's capturing. So again, I want to get it on an area that mortar is lined up, and then I want to kind of go back and forth over. Now you'll see, you can barely see that little plus sign up above the upper left just moving a little bit. Okay, so you can go so far, and you'll see like right around here, see how the brick kind of jabs down. Now you may not notice that, but what we may want to do is get another section over here. So again, I'm going to go the Alt key, and then again I want to start out in an area right in there so it kind of looks similar, and then you can just paint over it. You can also, well, you can see I just did the stuff that's over here, so I'm going to undo that part and maybe do another. Let's do, get a little section here, so push down Alt and then put that, and then that's not lined up. So again, you got to kind of mess around with it. Some other things you could do is go back and maybe use that spot healing brush and see if that works, kind of clean some things up. But that will pick up the area that you blasted on, or you can also use the Alt on it too. So if I want to get the inside here, and then I want to capture that and put that over the top of it. And then if I want to do a little mortar part, so I'm going to copy this, and then when I go over, let's say this area right here, and that kind of puts that in. So you got to kind of play around with it, but that is the clone stamp tool. I do want to show you one other thing that you could possibly use a clone stamp for. Let's go to this patchy beard. This is another area you might be able to use it in. I'm going to scroll up on this a little bit more, but let's say I wanted to fill in his beard just a little bit more. So again, I'm going to go back to the clone stamp tool, and I'm going to push down on the Alt, and I'm going to get some of the hair in here, and then maybe kind of fill that in just a little bit. And then again, you might want to take some different sections and kind of put over so you're not putting the same thing in there every time. So every time you click on it, so if I keep going up, then it starts getting into this rough area. So just some different things that you could use the clone stamp for to kind of clean